The cafe was quiet, with the sound of rain tapping against the windows. Khalid sat at a corner table, wrapped in a thick coat, sipping his coffee slowly. Across from him sat Yasser, his best friend since childhood. The two had been through everything together: joy, heartbreak, and everything in between. Tonight, though, Khalid had something on his mind. You know, Yasser, life has a funny way of knocking you down just when you think you've got it all figured out. I've been thinking a lot lately about the choices I've made, the roads I didn't take. Sometimes I wonder, what if I'd done things differently? What if I'd taken that job, or stayed in that relationship, or just been braver? I remember when we were younger, how we used to dream about the future. We were going to travel the world, start businesses, make a difference. But now it feels like life has passed me by. I'm stuck in this routine, going through the motions, and I don't know how to break free. You've always been the wise one, Yasser. What do you think? Am I just overthinking this, or is there really a way to start over? Khalid, my friend, you're not alone in feeling this way. Let me tell you a story. A story about a time when I felt exactly like you do now. It was a few years ago when I was at my lowest point. I had just lost my job, my relationship was falling apart, and I felt like I had nothing left to live for. I remember sitting in my apartment, staring at the walls, wondering how I'd gotten to this place. One day I decided I couldn't take it anymore. I packed a bag, got in my car, and just started driving. I didn't have a destination in mind, I just needed to get away. I ended up in a small town, miles from anywhere I'd ever been. There I met an old man who ran a little bookstore. He could see I was struggling, and he invited me in for a cup of tea. We talked for hours. He told me about his life, about the mistakes he'd made and the lessons he'd learned. And then he said something I'll never forget. Life isn't about the destination, Yasser. It's about the journey. And sometimes the hardest part of the journey is forgiving yourself for the detours. That conversation changed everything for me. I realized that I'd been so focused on what I'd lost that I'd forgotten to appreciate what I still had. I started small, reconnecting with friends, picking up old hobbies, even volunteering at a local shelter. And slowly, piece by piece, I began to rebuild my life. Khalid, you're not stuck. You're just at a crossroads. And the beauty of a crossroads is that you get to choose which path to take. It's never too late to start over, to chase those dreams we talked about when we were younger. But you have to take the first step.
You're right, Yasser. I've been so focused on what I've lost that I've forgotten to look at what I still have. Maybe it's time to stop dwelling on the past and start building the future. Sometimes, all it takes is a conversation with a friend to remind us that it's never too late to start over. Khalid and Yasser's night at the cafe was more than just a chat. It was a turning point. What's a moment that changed your perspective? Let us know in the comments below.